Have you ever seen your cat doing those things that seem completely random? Like suddenly zooming around the house like a rocket, staring at a wall for minutes, or kneading blankets like they're making a little nest. Yeah, it might look silly. But today, I'm going to show you that behind these seemingly goofy behaviors, there's a whole world of meaning, and some of them will really surprise you. And hey, let me ask you one quick favor before we dive into these feline secrets. If you love cats and want to understand these amazing creatures better, go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That helps the channel grow a lot and keeps me motivated to bring you even more curious and helpful content for you and your kitty. And stick with me till the end, because behavior number 7 is the weirdest of all, and while many people think it's just cat stuff, it actually has a much deeper meaning. In fact, I want to hear from you. Which of these behaviors does your cat do all the time? Let me know in the comments. Number 1. Crazy House Zoomies. The Zoomies. You know that classic scene, everything is calm. And then, out of nowhere, your cat goes flying through the house, jumps on the couch, scales the curtains, races down the hallway like they're being chased by a ghost, and then suddenly stops and lies down as if nothing ever happened. If you live with a cat, you've definitely witnessed this chaotic little burst we lovingly call the Zoomies. And it usually happens late at night or in the early morning hours. But don't worry, your cat isn't possessed or going crazy. The explanation is actually totally natural and even healthy. Even though they live cozy lives indoors, cats still carry strong instincts from their wild ancestors. One of the most powerful of those is their hunting instinct. Throughout the day, especially if they're not getting much stimulation, cats tend to nap a lot and build up energy. Then at night, when it's quieter and when cats are naturally more active since they're crepuscular animals, all that stored up energy needs a release. And that's when they flip into rocket mode. These Zoomies are actually a form of physical and mental exercise. It's like a practice hunting session, running, darting around, quick direction changes, climbing. All of it mimics the movements a wild cat would use when chasing prey. And sometimes, Zoomies can also be a way for your cat to release stress, frustration, or anxiety. For example, if your cat spent the whole day alone, or there was a loud noise, a guest, or a change in routine, they might shake it off by sprinting around the house. Quick tip for cat parents: if your cat does this a lot, it's a sign they need more stimulation throughout the day. Try adding more interactive play sessions, hunting-style toys like feather wands or small balls, environmental enrichment, and scratching posts to help keep them active and balanced, and maybe reduce those midnight stampedes. But at the end of the day, Zoomies are totally normal and honestly very entertaining part of feline behavior. So next time your cat blasts through the living room, just sit back and enjoy the show. And maybe move any fragile vases out of the way. Number 2. Mysterious staring into nothing. We've all seen it, right? You're just relaxing at home when suddenly you notice your cat is standing completely still, eyes wide open, staring at a corner of the wall, the ceiling, or some random spot in the room. You look too, and absolutely nothing is there. First thought, is my cat seeing a ghost? No wonder this scene has inspired so many memes and jokes online. It can be a little creepy, but don't worry, most of the time, the reason behind this odd behavior is much more rational, even if it still feels a bit mysterious. The truth is, cats have incredibly sharp senses. They can see better in low light. They hear far better than humans, and they're experts at picking up the tiniest movements, like a bug crawling inside the wall, a flicker of a shadow you didn't notice, or even a high-pitched sound we're completely unaware of. While you see nothing, your cat may be seeing or hearing a lot, but staring into space can also be a response to boredom or stress. If your cat doesn't have much mental stimulation throughout the day, they might become hyper-focused on tiny, random things just to keep their brain busy. Sometimes, that blank stare is the most interesting thing happening in the room, like a little self-created puzzle to entertain themselves. Cats are also naturally observant and curious creatures. They notice subtle changes in their environment that we completely overlook. A new smell, a faint vibration in the floor, or a quiet sound behind the wall could easily catch their full attention. When should you worry if this behavior happens? Occasionally, it's totally normal and nothing to stress about. It just means your cat is alert and tuned into their surroundings. But if your cat starts staring at the same spot frequently, especially with a tense posture, dilated pupils, vocalizing a lot, or showing signs of anxiety, it might be worth investigating further or even consulting a veterinary behaviorist. In the end, what seems like a blank existential stare to us might be a full-blown sensory adventure for your cat. Maybe the real question isn't what are they seeing, but rather, what are we missing? Number 3. Kneading the blanket. Making biscuits. Few things in the cat world are as heart-meltingly cute as when your kitty starts kneading a soft blanket, pillow, or even you with their front paws, pressing rhythmically, one paw at a time, like they're working invisible dough. This adorable motion is often called making biscuits, and while it looks sweet and silly, it actually holds deep emotional meaning. This behavior goes all the way back to kittenhood. When nursing, kittens instinctively knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. It's a natural reflex tied to comfort, warmth, and the strong bond between mother and kitten. What's fascinating is that many cats continue to knead well into adulthood, and for good reason. It's a way of expressing emotional security and contentment. When your cat needs a blanket or your lap, they're essentially tapping into that early feeling of safety and trust. It's their way of saying, I feel safe and loved here. There's also a practical side to kneading. In the wild, cats would often press down grass or soft surfaces to create a comfortable and secure resting spot. So when your indoor kitty kneads before lying down, they may be instinctively nesting, preparing the area to rest, and when your cat kneads on you, that's one of the highest compliments you can get from a feline. It means you've been officially adopted. Your cat sees you as part of their inner circle, someone they deeply trust, possibly even as a stand-in for their mother figure. It's more than cute. It's a powerful sign of love and connection. You might notice that some cats purr while kneading, drool a little, or seem to go into a trance-like state. This shows how deeply relaxing and emotionally soothing the act is for them. A quick tip: if your cat has sharp claws, those loving kneads can come with some accidental scratches. Keeping their nails trimmed or offering appropriate scratching outlets can make cuddle time more comfortable for both of you. So, next time your cat climbs into your lap and starts making biscuits, enjoy it. It's their special way of saying, you are my home. Number 4. Showing you their butt. Let's be honest, it's not the most graceful gesture. You're petting your cat, everything's peaceful, and suddenly, they turn around and boom, tail up. But in your face, it might seem rude, or even like a weird joke. But in the feline world, this behavior means something completely different, and believe it or not, it's actually a compliment. In cat communication, showing their rear is a social behavior. When cats meet each other, they often greet by sniffing, especially the head, neck, and yes, the butt. That's because cats have scent glands near the base of their tail that release unique chemical signals, like a biological ID card. It's how they recognize one another and exchange information. So, when your cat turns around and raises their tail in front of you, they're offering you a respectful and deeply trusting greeting. It's their way of saying, I trust you enough to turn my back on you. It's a moment of physical and emotional vulnerability that they share only with those they feel safe around. This can also be a sign of affection and enjoyment. If you're petting near the base of their tail, a spot many cats love, it's common for them to lift their rear end in response. Some may even gently nudge you with their backside. It's a cat's way of saying yes, more of that, please. What should you do when this happens? You can simply accept it as a silent compliment. Some cat parents respond with a gentle stroke on the back or near the tail if the cat enjoys it, which helps strengthen the bond. But if you'd rather not have a feline but near your face, that's okay too. Just gently shift or move away. Without reacting harshly. Important, never scold or push your cat away roughly for this behavior. They're not being rude, they're just communicating in their own language, and what they're really saying is, I like you, I trust you. So, the next time your cat presents their behind, as strange as it might seem to us humans, know that you've just been given a premium trust badge in cat culture. Number 5. Hunting the invisible. Have you ever seen your cat hide behind furniture, crouch down with intense focus, wiggle their little butt, and then suddenly leap into thin air? No prey in sight, no toy, just them and the empty space. And you wonder, what on earth is my cat doing? Well, as strange as it looks, your cat isn't crazy, they're actually practicing. That's right. Cats are natural hunters, and even though they live in cozy homes, they still carry strong predatory instincts. These attacks on nothing are actually hunting simulations. Your cat is keeping their reflexes sharp, testing their moves, aim, and leaps. It's like a workout, a kind of mental game involving strategy, observation, and action, everything a real predator needs to master. Even if there's no real prey, your cat's brain is fully engaged as if there were. Also, this kind of behavior can be a sign that your cat is bored or understimulated. When they don't have interactive toys, playtime with their human or a rich environment, they get creative with their entertainment, and hunting invisible prey is one of the most common ways. It's like they're saying, if there's no mouse, I'll imagine one. Classic signs of this solo hunting game include hiding behind doors, curtains, or furniture, intently watching an imaginary spot, pouncing or making small leaps in the air, running in zigzags as if chasing something. How to help? Provide opportunities for your cat to channel this behavior more interactively. Use toys like feather wands, balls, plush mice, or even motorized toys. Cardboard boxes, tunnels, and shelves also create a stimulating environment for your cat to explore and play naturally. Bonus tip: set aside daily play sessions 10 to 15 minutes with your cat. This helps burn off energy, improves mental well-being, and strengthens your bond. So next time you see your cat seriously attacking thin air, don't just laugh, or go ahead, laugh, but know they're taking care of their mental and physical health the feline way. Number 7. Knocking objects off on purpose. We've reached the most famous behavior, and for many, the most annoying one, when your cat looks at you, then stares intently at a glass, mug, or any object on the table, and suddenly pushes it off the edge. It might seem like they're just being naughty or trying to annoy you, but there are actually some interesting reasons behind this action. First, there's the cat's natural curiosity. Cats are born explorers who love to understand their surroundings. By testing how things react, by pushing an object, they want to see what happens. Does it fall? Does it make noise? Does it roll? This kind of experimentation is part of how they learn about the world. Second, and maybe even more importantly, your cat knows this grabs your attention. Even if it's negative attention, attention is still attention to them. If they're bored, lonely, or want to interact with you, this is an effective way to make sure you notice them. So knocking things off can be a mix of boredom, a desire for interaction, and instinctive curiosity. The problem is that this game can be frustrating for those who live with them. How to help? Provide alternatives. Interactive toys that encourage your cat to use their energy positively are essential. Feather wands, rolling balls, puzzle feeders, and scratching posts can help divert their attention away from household objects. Also, set aside daily active playtime with your cat so they can burn off energy and satisfy their hunting instincts. This reduces boredom and the need to get attention in problematic ways. And if your cat has already knocked something of yours over, don't get angry. Remember, they're not being naughty on purpose, but simply communicating something. Try to understand the reason behind it and offer better outlets for their energy. So, how many of these behaviors has your cat done? Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with that friend who loves cats and needs to know these curiosities. Thanks for sticking around until the end. It really helps the channel grow and motivates me to bring more tips and fun facts for you and your kitty. See you in the next video. And don't forget to give your cat a gentle cuddle from me. Bye for now.